Hello dear tankers, my name is Michael. I'm the Publishing Director for World of Tanks in Europe and for North America. Today I would like to introduce you to a new video series the team has been working on. The goal of this series is to bring you guys as close to the World of Tanks development and the beats that we have planned for 2023 as possible. We are working on a lot of new features that are coming to the game this year. New tank lines, new game modes and improvements of game mechanics. It's really exciting and I would love you guys to have a look on what we have prepared for you right now.
We are excited to announce the arrival of Japanese tank destroyers, a line we've been developing and balancing for quite a while. Researchable from the Tier 4 Chi-He, this line of tanks has been awaited by players quite some time. These tank destroyers will feature thick frontal armor and big guns, more commonly seen on the high seas. They will definitely not be the sneakiest or most subtle of tanks on the battlefield, instead making their presence known with their dangerous AP and HE shells, both having high alpha damage. In terms of playstyle, these tanks will be similar to the non-turreted German tank destroyer line, with variations depending on the tier. If you're the type of player who likes big guns and you cannot lie, then this line will be for you. Let's get started with details. Say hello to the Ho-Ni 3 at Tier 5, which can carry a 75mm cannon and has decent armor. And at Tier 6, the Type 95 G-Ro, based on the Type 95 Rogo chassis and can equip either a 75mm or 105mm cannon. The Tier 7 Chi-To SP is like many tank destroyers of the period, based on turning the hull of a heavy or medium and adding a lot of armor and a big gun. At Tier 8, we have the Ho-Ri 2. This will be a heavy tank destroyer carrying either a 105 or 120mm cannon. Your opponent will question whether they feel lucky before peeking in its presence. Following this, at Tier 9, we have the Ho-Ri 1. Based on the hull of the Type 5, it has good armor and is capable of equipping either a 127 or 149mm cannon. Finally, at Tier 10, there is the Ho-Ri 3, looking and playing very similar to the Jagdpanzer E100, only with a 149mm cannon. Before the release of the tech tree, you can expect to see the arrival of a Tier 8 premium called the Type 5 Ka-Ri. The tank has good frontal armor and sports a gun capable of firing 127mm shells with good penetration and great damage. For the in-depth technical details, armor layout, and more information, look out for news on our portal. Next, we have random events, the first part of our dynamic objects mechanic teased in December. These events will take place in certain areas of the map and will create new objects, which you can use tactically and strategically. Random events will create an environment for the player that evolves along with their battle, giving even our most veteran players a fresh feel to gameplay. Random events are framed in a red border with a timer notification. You should leave this zone before the timer runs out, or bad things will happen to your tank. For example, a blown up bunker on the map will create debris. Then you can use parts of that debris as cover. Some locations will also feature new containers and concrete blocks positioned there from the start of battle that you can move with you as you push the flank. We will continue to work on night battles and dynamic water behavior on maps. We know that players have been eager for both of these, and we will share more information as soon as we can. Details about random events testing as part of the recon missions will come soon, so be ready to give us your feedback.
I hope you enjoyed the features that we just saw, ladies and gentlemen. And let me assure you that there's more really good content coming your way. As of right now, it's a bit early to talk about it because it's obviously still in development and a lot of changes are happening in the meantime. So it would be a bit unfair to give you already an overview. But I have also good news. In April, the next episode of this new series is already planned and we are working on to write you more details on what we are cooking for you. By the way, just something I need to share with you. A couple of years ago, when I was still in community management, there was one feature the Germans back then always asked for, and these were night maps. And I'm really, really excited about this coming our way because I really share the passion about night maps. I've seen it in other games. It's really, really cool, and I think it will be a lot of fun to play. So enough about my passion for night maps. Obviously, there's more features that we are currently working on with the dev team, and a lot of focus obviously is also dedicated to reoccurring game modes such as Steel Hunter and the Onslaught mode. Those game modes are the backbone of World of Tanks and constantly need improvement, and obviously we are doing this for you guys. At the same time, like in any other MMO, balancing, very important and something we are dedicating a lot of time and resources to as well. So let's have a look what we prepared here for you.
First, let's share some details about Steel Hunter Reborn, a variation on the classic mode with faster paced action, respawns, and even AI. We're working on a mechanic that will allow players to respawn in a safe location, giving players an opportunity to get their bearings before getting back into the action. Should you find yourself struggling to level up quickly, or maybe you're just a cautious player, we are also planning to reduce the gap in power between the levels. That should give you the confidence to seize the moment and secure that much needed damage and loot. Additionally, the heal ability called Recovery has also been reworked to better support players as they fight it out on the battlefield, meaning you shouldn't be afraid to really keep your hit points topped up, if it makes tactical sense, of course. Altogether, you can expect Steel Hunter Reborn to be an easier version of Steel Hunter that's just as competitive and fun, a mode that you will want to play time and time again. To further encourage this, we will be making changes to armor layouts and armor screens, as well as improving the auto-aim feature and adjusting shells, which should make dealing damage on the move that much easier. The Onslaught game mode will make an appearance repeatedly through 2023, starting with a relaunch of the Season of the Griffin, with a new, mode-specific progressive style and various quality of life improvements based on player reactions to the first episode. Relaunch of Season of the Griffin will see changes to the progression system for victories, making the missions easier to complete and lessen the time you wait before receiving rewards. We will also introduce new maps to the map pool, Airfield and Glacier. All maps will be continually balanced throughout the year. We used a lot of data and player feedback from the first Onslaught to rebalance the perks to increase the variety in tactics and tanks chosen in the game mode. We will also remove the ping limit for players in super platoons and increase ping limit for players in general, making coordination easier. Additionally, we will remove the limitations rank matching in a super platoon and make sure super platoons do not meet solo players. Throughout spring, we will be testing internally additional mechanics for Onslaught. Player sentiment and data will be at the heart of the changes and balancing throughout the year. With a large update of changes like qualification battles expected in autumn, more detail on those coming later. And finally, Frontline should return in the middle of 2023 for those who want to grind their tier 8 tanks or credits. Firstly, we have been hard at work optimizing the game mode in order to improve both stability and performance for most players. There will be a brand new desert map called Fata Morgana, and as you can see here, it's a very beautiful map with some cool map locations that are both unique and beautiful. At least we think so. The main goal for this map was to improve and increase play between the lanes and give players a feeling of a truly huge map with lots of action. The Craftwork map has also seen extensive rebalancing, which was tested recently on Common Test. All these changes will balance the win chance for both teams by increasing the cover in key locations for both attacking and defending teams. We will also relocate key objectives in order to balance how easy they are to attack or defend depending on the zone. You can expect various quality of life improvements the next time you see Frontline. For instance, battle reserves will now upgrade simultaneously across all 3 slots. For every player that earns the rank of general in your team, limited to a total of 10, every player in that team will gain a bonus to their tank characteristics. Once more, this is just a quick peek into the future of Frontline, and you can expect more details about the mode as it comes closer to release.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about the one-off events that we are working on as well, such as the fun event platform and some of the other seasonal events that we are working on. One of them being the Waffenträger event, which is my personal favorite, simply because I'm biased here. And when I hear myself saying Waffenträger, it sounds actually very odd to me. I should say Waffenträger. That's the only way how to pronounce it. Enough of the Waffenträger. That's for later this year. Now let's have a look what else we are reworking and rebalancing in order to improve our favorite game.
We plan to have continual vehicle rebalancing in 2023. As you have seen already from our common test, we're starting with a focus on improving out-of-meta tanks to make them more popular and appealing to play, as well as balancing those vehicles that data shows are currently overperforming slightly. You can check out the article on our portal for more details about these current balance changes. You can be sure this is not the last set of vehicle rebalancing we'll see in 2023. This is just the first wave of the year, with more potential changes in the future based on observations and evaluations of vehicle performance. Finally, the crew rework will be introduced in 3 main stages. In Stage 1, we will convert all skills and perks into a single perk system, and we will rework and rebalance those perks, as well as introduce new ones. Our aim is to give you more options towards perk selection that better suit your ability and playstyle. Additionally, all perks will now activate as soon as you train them to 1% and become more effective as they train closer to 100%. In Stage 2, we plan to overhaul and improve the user interface, making it easier for you to work with your crew and manage your barracks. We are sure that old and new players alike will appreciate this change. Lastly, in Stage 3, we will remove below 100% training levels for crew when being trained and retrained. More details about Stage 2 and 3 will be announced as we get closer to their updates, but we know many of you have had questions about planned crew changes in 2023. Now, let's talk about what you can look forward to in the next episode, starting with more details on the new gun mechanic, autocannons. Based on the comments in the last video, we want to clarify that it's not going to be an activation of the machine guns on the tanks, but a brand new gun mechanic. Furthermore, we plan to announce the new line of British wheeled medium tanks that will have 1 speed mode and move slower than current wheeled vehicles. More details will come about this brand new type of medium as we get further on in the year. That's all from me for this episode of Roadmap Highlights. I'll now pass you back to Michael.
Thank you, Tankers. I hope you are as excited as we are about the features that we presented to you today and that we are planning to bring to the game in 2023. Head to the comment section if you have any questions about what you have seen in the video today. Our community team will browse through it and happy to answer any of your questions, and we are taking the feedback. Also keep in mind that in April we are presenting the next episode and give you even more details about what's to come in 2023. Thank you for staying with us. I hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time. Bye bye, guys.